Nifty little key. Ram 1500. Okay, great. Putting the seatbelt on. Everything else is like a car. Okay, I might be making this a little bit of a big deal, but it's definitely different. Thank God it has a backup camera, because I am such a noob. What is up, guys? David here for another quick little video. And right now, Mr. James Kuhn, a very, very good friend of mine, the guy I've been staying with during my Florida trip, which this is my very last day, he has actually flown away to California to visit his family, so I'm still at his place, all alone. He let me borrow his truck for the day to get around town and get food and all the short little errands, but at the same time, I figured I'd talk about, well, trucks. Now, trucks are a rarity on my channel, not because I have anything against them, it's just more rare for somebody to offer a truck for me to review. So, I am a complete noob when it comes to driving trucks, and the first time I drove this the other day while James was away, I was so thrown off guard. About the key differences I noticed the first time I got in a fairly tall truck. I know, it sounds like an exciting topic, but this is a game changer for me. Now, you guys might remember I reviewed a huge truck about a year ago, and that is the most terrifying vehicle I have ever driven and reviewed. Not because it was fast, but just due to the sheer fact you could hurt somebody with this thing because it was just so massive. And this is a Dodge Ram 1500. It has a 5.7 liter Hemi V8, so it has a you know, a little bit of get up and go. It's not a slow truck by any means, but you know, you're looking around a lot of weight. It doesn't brake as soon. It has a lot more body roll when you're going around corners. The other day when we did that 370Z review, my friend Paige Baker was in her 370Z and we were following on an exit ramp and we couldn't keep up because we were just tilted. We don't have that K&W suspension on this. But what's so crazy is anymore, trucks even from the factory are this big. This is a huge vehicle to be a factory vehicle. So trucks have always been kind of this thing where it's the working man's vehicle, you know, America. And here in America, they are very popular. There are many, many reasons why trucks are popular in the United States. We have a lot of agriculture, we have a lot of working class, that sort of thing, that need something like bed space. You know, it has a purpose. They're purpose-built vehicles. Well, at the same time, some people just get them because they like being higher off the ground or that sort of thing. Presence you have on the road as I pass this PT Cruiser is a lot more menacing than being in a PT Cruiser. If you were to be in a wreck in a truck, you are probably going to win. Do I advise you running into people on purpose? No. Don't do that, but it is a safer option if you think about it. You're high off the ground, you have a better field of view. If you were in a traffic stop, you could probably see more of what is going on. But at the same time, with things like being taller, you sacrifice things like maneuverability. Now here's the thing about trucks nowadays. Trucks in the past were always very much the working man's vehicle, like I said earlier, especially here in America. But anymore, if you get a truck, it's almost a dual-purpose vehicle. You can daily a truck anymore. I mean, you have full navigation, Sirius radio, you have pretty good visibility out the back. It's really not hard to look behind you and see what's going on. All these little tiny things that evolved over time have really improved the truck. And so this car in particular has an automatic transmission, which I'm not really caring about because this is James's daily. This is pretty much his daily driver. But also, if you're a car enthusiast, period, it's not that uncommon to have a truck either. And get on it. Not a bad sound. That's another reason why people get a truck, because a lot of times you'll get a big beefy V8 under the hood or a badass diesel. And so if you're a car enthusiast as well and you have a car, say like Jasmine, the Evo, which on long trips would be very brutal, it might not be reliable, that sort of thing, you have a trailer, you trailer it. You have the power, you have the torque, you have the weight, it all adds up. I can tell you, just driving from this high off the ground, I don't know if it's for me, man. I don't I don't like it. James was also telling me when you do have a car on the trailer, it is very unpredictable. If the trailer hits a divot in the road or a pothole, that's gonna react differently than what the truck is doing, and it might go all over the road. A few times on the way down here from Virginia, it did just that, and I was like, I hope he saves it. Now, am I overblowing these things? Maybe a little bit, but at the same time, I never grew up with trucks. It was something I was very foreign to. I grew up in low-to-the-ground cars, and that was it. If I'm on the highway cruising, it's not that bad. When I dropped off James at the airport this morning and I had to bring the car back, no, it wasn't bad. But when you're in a tighter space, yeah. It's pretty nuts. And now all the people who own these things are laughing at me because they probably grew up with them. But that's kind of the point, right? It's a different experience. People have different tastes in this culture. Just like I always say, people always ask me, what is a good first car? What is a good first whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, it's you, man. It's your taste. If you want a fast car, get the fast car you want. If you want the truck you want, you get the truck you want. I mean, another thing is the interior in these things are so much nicer than they used to be. Like, it's laughably better. And here, we have a leather-wrapped steering wheel, and this thing is made to be beefy and manly and do what it's made to do. I mean, the presence of a truck like this, it's tall, has beefy tires, and of course, here come the jokes of, oh, he has a big truck, I'm sure he's not okay with his masculinity. It is such a big vehicle for a day-to-day basis, for I could see in other countries, you guys might correct me on this, my international viewers, that trucks probably aren't as common this big because of limited space. Another thing that has improved in the pickup truck over the years is the space inside. A lot of the times you'll see an old truck with just one bench seat and everybody crammed together shoulder to shoulder, which, you know, has that kind of funny nostalgia feeling to it. If you're gonna have this as a daily plus a working vehicle, you're gonna want some space to bring people around in case you had to. So you have a solid 5 seats in this thing when it used to be like this everywhere you went. I mean, there is always something nostalgic about seeing an old Toyota, you know, like the ones that they tried to kill on Top Gear and that didn't work out. You know, old Ford, old Dodge, old Chevy. There's always something about seeing a truck like that that's still running on the road and it's just a rust bucket. There's just something special about them, you know? So I'm gonna compare something that's kind of funny is when you're in a very, very fast car, like say, Javier Supra, for example, you don't just jump in and go to the highest boost level. You just don't do that because you need something called seat time. And when it comes to driving a tall truck, that is exactly what I needed. First day I drove this, I just went to go get food, like at McDonald's, and I was so like aware and antsy and think I'm gonna run into people, and my depth perception is so off compared to say a small car. So you're much more situationally aware around you and the people around you. I mean, even at stoplights, your presence is just more known. Another cool thing though is when you do go to that drive-thru, you're either eye level with them or you're looking down on them and you're just like, yeah, give them my food. Another thing about modern trucks is the drivetrain. I mean, so many trucks now come with all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, locking the diff, all these mechanical things that help tow certain things or get out of sticky situations if you were to be ambitious and go off-roading or that sort of thing. Back in the day, if you got stuck, you got stuck, which of course with a modern truck can still happen, but it's less likely to happen. Right here, right next to my hand, you have two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive lock, and four-wheel drive low, so you get that extra grunt at the bottom. So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this little discussion video. I know it was kind of rambly and off tangent, but at the same time, I thought it's an interesting topic to talk about since trucks are a very big part of American society. I don't know how much of a part they take in other countries' society, so that's going to be the question of the day. Are there a lot of pickup and workman trucks where you are from in your country or nation? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. So on that note, guys, I appreciate every single one of you for checking out this video, and I will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a great day.